Bienvenidos, damas y caballeros. Welcome back to Freeform Radio on that Freeform Network. Remember to follow us on Facebook and X at Freeform Network. Send in those questions and suggestions, ffnquestions at gmail.com. Again, this is Freeform Radio. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Daniel. Got with us today, Andy.
It's all good, Andy. I'm gonna try to talk to this talk to this flu that I'm going through or cold. I don't know yet, but I did take a one of those free COVID tests from our great President Biden. That's about 2 years expired, but I said it was negative.
Nice, nice. I'm sure those are all still good, man, just like the vaccine and everything. So you'll be right as rain. Mr. Noel is with us here today as well.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us for another one.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you guys coming together. I know I was sick last week, had this wicked cough. I still kind of got a little bit of a cough, but we'll try to plow through this. Thanks, Andy, for coming in sick. And Noel, I know you had a late night, but we're here together. Going to get this podcast rolling, and we're going to jump over to Andy and give us the latest 3-eye Atlas updates. I hear this thing is still rocketing to our vicinity. I mentioned it to a few people at work and they were oblivious to it. So, is this starting to get more mainstream traction? Are people talking about it now?
I mean, people on X are talking about it more and more. I've been following this thing for months. They don't know. I mean, people claim it's like a meteor, but more and more people are coming out saying that they think it's like some type of I want to say like a ship, but they do analysis on it, and they think it's like some a lot of it's like alloys and stuff, metal, and it's and so people are making comments. Originally, I think they said it was going to be here around like Thanksgiving or end of October. Now they're saying it's for sure it's going to be here by October. And the first is the size of the object. Two, they started noticing the trajectory to here. It's really hasn't moved anything. It slows down. It speeds up. Three, they notice it's changing colors. It was like a red, now it's a green. It's going back and forth. And then they noticed, I think a couple weeks ago, uh, there was things around it like satellites they were calling them. Um, and now there's all these rumors on the internet um, that Pete Hegseth, from the DoD, Department of Defense, he's the main guy telling people what's up. He called in a meeting for all his top generals and all this, and they are gonna have. Supposedly they had a meeting, and now there's another rumor that they're gonna have. This was posted like yesterday. I mean, it's on X, whatever. Take it for what you will, But there's gonna have a military summit in Quantico, set for September 30th, concerning the 3-eye Atlas thing. Rumors are correct. This meeting be the only precautionary and discussion of contingencies, because they don't. I mean, a lot of people are saying they don't know what it is, but we have NASA people from Harvard come out saying that they think this is some alien technology that's heading here. And we'll see what happens. I go, maybe it's a lot of people, think it's Project Bluebeam, New World Order stuff. Um, you know, uh, I don't know how much you guys heard of it or about Project Bluebeam. Um, do you guys know about Project Bluebeam, or have you heard anything besides what I say on this podcast?
I haven't actually really looked into it, man, but a lot of the times I don't look into it because it's not the full picture, and what we can see and find is only like it's like there's a lot of misdirection when you start looking into this stuff, and so that's why I don't really look into it too deep. Um, but yeah, what about you, Daniel?
No, this blue bean thing, this is new, or maybe you've mentioned it, Andy, and I just don't recall. But yeah, I'm yeah, I don't know, man. More and more, I don't want to be like the ostrich with his head in the sand, but at the same time, I look less at social media. Everything is so distorted and really like polarizing either way, plus or minus. And I don't know, man. I care for it less and less. The news isn't that much better either. So I don't know, man. I don't know what the solution is. But speaking to 31 Atlas, it is something that since Andy brought it up a week or so ago, it has been a little bit in my mind just thinking about it. Like, what the heck is this? Um, I still kind of hold the same. There's really not much that I can do to impact its arrival or anything other than do my normal stuff, um, have my Bible and gun ready, and we'll see what happens around Thanksgiving.
To me, this stuff, like I said, I've been into UFO stuff since I was a kid. I've seen all the gamut of they're from other solar systems, and they're then I went to
Other dimensions.
the interdimension stuff recently, and then for a while that they're demons, the devil's tricking us. Um, I've seen that whole for a while that there were beings from the future. There are us that got deformed because of all the wars, and they come back to see how we are, try to help us to prevent that. I've seen it all, man. To me, I'm starting to think as I get older, maybe it is something with the devil and Project Bluebeam. Uh, talking about uh, the other day, I'll dig into this in a little bit. The rapture was supposed to happen like on Monday or something. I don't know if you heard about that one then or
Oh
no.
shit! I survived.
You're still here, bro. You got left behind.
Oh
But
shit!
so Project Bluebeam is where they shoot. The government puts like a hologram or something into the sky to bring us all together, and the rumor is it's always going to be like some alien invasion to try to get us all under one control, and like say like to control people because aliens are coming, but it's just a way to control you in if you read Revelations, at the end times. So that's why I'm saying like there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I had a buddy that we used to work with text me like, "Ah, man, I think shit's going down. Like I'm getting right with Jesus, which is a good thing." But he's big into um, since I know him, he's always like into Revelations. He kept asking about stuff, and I go, "Bro, there's other things in the Bible besides Revelations." But he texted me, he's like, "Ah, man, get right. I think the rapture's coming on Monday. That's what they're saying." And I'm like, "What?" Like, this is the first I'm hearing about it because every couple of years somebody says the rapture's gonna be on this day, right? So I Googled it or I went on Twitter and he was right. There was someone that predicted some pastor in I think Africa or something said that the rapture was gonna be on Monday, and dude, it started like trending. And then I was I go, dude, nobody knows when that's gonna happen. I go, just get right with Jesus, you'll be all right. I don't know, man. I think it's gonna happen. And I always, when people send me that, I always send them because he always thinks like the rapture already happened and we're here and like living in the tribulation. But I'm like, that hasn't happened yet, dude. And then but as a joke, I always send them The Simpsons made fun of this where they made a movie mocking making fun of Left Behind, but they called it Left Below. And then there's like people who disappear and they just make fun of it and it freaks out Homer. So I think this is where that former co-worker's at, and I always tell him like, dude, like he's going to church and stuff like that, and I'm always telling him like, there's other stuff in the Bible besides Revelations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure, man. Yeah, go ahead, Noel.
I was gonna say, I'm like, if the rapture ever does come and that does happen, uh, I don't think there's any way we're not gonna know about it. That amount of people leaving, unless it's like nobody, hardly anybody's worthy of being, saved, then I guess nobody would really know because it would only be a handful of people that actually do leave, and then the rest of us are just left behind like another day.
I mean, have you
Yeah,
ever seen the Left Behind movies, Noel? You should see them. The first one's a little low budgety, but the two and three, they had some more money because it became really successful. And they
Yeah,
go into details because they're based off of books that someone wrote, like how the government explains it and how the Antichrist arises. Because then you go into the tribulation and how people are mocked, and then they start blaming Christians and stuff like this. I mean, it was a good little trilogy they made a while back with Kirk Cameron,
I haven't seen the first one yet, but I have it on my list. The one that I did watch was with
Nicolas
uh
Cage.
no, Hercules, Kevin Sorbo. Kevin Sorbo's
Yeah, yeah,
Rise
he
of the
made a one.
Antichrist.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage. They remade it into this big budget movie with Nick Cage a couple years back. I finally watched it because I found the Blu-ray at the dollar store and I
Nice.
bought it and I watched it. And to be honest, I thought the Kirk Cameron one was 100 times better than the Nick Cage one.
even the
Nice.
low budget version.
Yeah, I think it was way better than the low budget was way better than Kirk Cameron's or than Nicolas Cage's one. I think it was the story was just told better. Nick Cage's was like the pilot, one of the pilot that he plays. He starts realizing like Jesus is the way, but like Nick Cage, his version, he's kind of like I don't think this is. There's got to be another explanation, and like it takes him a while, like throughout the whole movie, what I remember, and it was like I said, it was okay, but I think the low budget one was 100 times better.
Yeah, to be honest, I've never seen either one. The Left Behinds. It's something that I've been meaning to watch, but since I keep hearing some, mediocre stuff for the first one, I haven't really jumped in. Uh, there's only so much B movie that I could really watch. But yeah, yeah, you
All
know,
the movies you watch,
right. That's what I'm
of your
saying.
reviews, you're like, I can't watch that one's too low budget for me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I have a limit of B movies. I can only watch so many in one period of time, and then I reach my cap, and I gotta watch stuff that's a little more reliable that I might like. But yeah, maybe eventually I gotta watch it just because I know a lot of people reference it and talk about it, and I am curious on it being a man of Christian faith. It'd be interesting to see what their take on the rapture is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You guys watch it, let us know. I mean, um, it's to each their own. I mean, like I said, the whole rapture revelations thing is it's just nuts. I mean, if you're a person of faith, I am. I mean, this stuff's gonna happen. It's just like the question we all have is when, and nobody really knows except the man upstairs. So, and just listen to it in a lighthearted mood here. I don't know if you know. I think one of the greatest spoof movies ever made was Spaceballs. Um, I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're making a Spaceballs 2. They announced it like a month ago, and now they're talking about. And now they started releasing production stills and stuff like that, the rehearsals. Have you guys heard about that? Do you have any interest in it? Did you guys like Spaceballs, the original, and all the merch that came with it?
I don't really remember this one very much. I know of it, and I think it had Rick Moranis, right, playing like the kind of
Dark
like
Helmet,
the
yeah.
yeah. So I remember it being in that same vein as like Airplane. It's just like one of
Yes.
those over the top
Oh
funny
my God,
movies.
yeah.
So I had to rewatch it though. I watched it when I was a kid. I just don't remember it.
Instead of Jabba the Hutt, they had Pizza the Hut. John Candy paid the Chewbacca's barf, I think, or something. And then yeah, it's to me it's classic. It's funny. Do you remember it much at all, Dan, or did you watch it?
Yeah, it's been a long, long time. I mean, I was a teenager when I watched this thing, so I don't really remember all the intricacies of it, but I do remember it being funny. So I'm kind of surprised I haven't watched it again. Now that part two is in production, I might have to rewatch part one and see if it still lives up to the way I envisioned it in my head. But yeah, I know that Rick Moranis or whatever the hell his name is.
Moranis, yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that was kind of holding it up because he really doesn't do films too much anymore.
Yeah, his wife died, and he raised his kids. I think they're all done, and they're like finishing college. So he is. I know there's been like a couple the last year or two that he was in talks to do a couple movies or something. I think like a Honey I Shrunk the Kids something in this. So I guess the things didn't work out with the other one, so he's making this. But it's just hilarious. I mean, it's a spoof movie. They make fun of Star Wars. There's so many inside jokes, and I mean, to me, the scene that stole it for me was when the Dark Helmet fights the Luke Skywalker guy, and they're talking about the Schwartz, which is like the Force,
Uh,
and they whip out their like lightsabers, and Darth Helmet's wears eyes like this. He puts a ring on, and he puts his hands together, and like this sword, lightsaber sword, pops up, and then the Luke Skywalker version does his, and like another like colored lightsaber rises, but it's longer. And he goes, "Why is your shorts longer than mine? This doesn't make sense." And they just start arguing about why his lightsaber is bigger than his. It's just fucking hilarious. I remember that watching that as a kid. I'm a fucking teenager, just laughing my ass off. So check it out. I'll see. Like I'm interested. They made like an animated show for G4. I mean, it kind of sucked. I remember watching a couple episodes. Like, this was cheap at flat and all this, and we'll see what happens. I mean, it's been a long fucking time, so I'm kind of excited to see it. So we'll see what happens.
I wonder if it's gonna have like that low budgety, not even low budget, but just more like practical movie, or is it gonna go like heavy into CG?
Dude, they got like a lot of people back, so I mean, they got a big production. We'll see, man. I think they're gonna put a lot of money into it because they're promoting it big time. So to me, they're putting some money into it. So we'll see what happens, man. But let's change it up. I'm gonna go to Noel here. I've been seeing a lot of advertising on my college football yesterday for this show, Alien Earth. I saw it. I saw the alien. I just don't know where this falls in the timeline. Is this canon for the alien stories and movies that have been out? Is it like after Prometheus? Is before, when does it fall before the big movie? It looks like the first movie, I think, is what I'm thinking. What's up with Alien Earth season one?
So yes, to my knowledge, it is canon. It's an official um, storyline by them, and I think this is owned, if I'm not mistaken, by Disney now. So, and they also own, I think, Predator.
Yes.
So at some
Mm-hmm.
point, we might see a crossover. I think we're already starting to see some crossovers in that new Predator movie, but not to, make any tangents here. We'll just stick on topic here with Alien Earth. Season one is 8 episodes. It's about an hour each almost. Some episodes are a little bit more, some are a little less. So it averages out, I would say, in total, like maybe a 7 hour watch if you binge it. The cast is actually pretty good. Not many people that you would probably recognize right off the bat, but some that you might. It has Sydney Chandler, who's Kyle Chandler's daughter. He's another famous actor. It's got Alex Lothar. He's been in just a bunch of stuff in like Black Mirror. He was in like some horror movies that are pretty good too, and he was also in Andor season two. So he's a pretty good actor as well, British trained, and it's got a cool story. It's a little different than what I was expecting to see. I was expecting more of like Alien One, like Ripley and things like that. And you do get the Xenomorph, you do get that, but you get new stuff too. And you get a little bit more world building, a little bit more character development, and information about what's going on and the factions. So if you guys remember in the first Alien, there's a company called Weyland Yutani. They're doing
Hmm.
research, trying to find, other life. And so they do find it. And this is actually set 2 years before Alien 1, but I think many years after Prometheus and Covenant. So Prometheus and Covenant would be the prequels. And then you would have this show. Then you would have Alien 1, and then Romulus, and then Aliens, and I don't even know if they consider 3 and Resurrection canon, but at least up to Aliens, I think is canon for sure. And so that's where we're at right now. So, yeah, this will be a prequel to Alien before Ripley even, you even know who she is or anything like that. So there's no mention of her. It's just dealing with Weyland Yutani having a research vessel that got these like the eggs and the pods and stuff, and something happens. Somebody sabotages things, and I'm not going to spoil things for you guys, but it causes the ship to crash into Earth, and that's how Earth is now exposed to the aliens. But it's not immediate chaos the way I thought it was going to be. It actually isolates to an island, and on this island, there's going to be a new company called Prodigy, and it's run by this really young. They call him the boy genius, the boy cavalier. They call him. He's a trillionaire. Imagine like Zuckerberg and like Bill Gates and Elon Musk combined, and it's just a young, like, I don't know, maybe 20-year-old kid who's a super genius to the point where he has a massive ego and he thinks he's unstoppable and invincible. And later on, you'll find out he's not. Um, it's pretty good, man. And the xenomorphs are really cool. And it adds more lore to it because there's you guys, if you guys are aware, in the Alien, there's different types of humans or beings, if you want to call it that. There's the synths, who are like not they're like not human, but they're look like humans, and they have everything looks like a human. They would pass as one, but they're actually made of like technology and stuff that keeps them running. And so it's not a cyborg, but it's not a human. It's like almost like a blend in between. And then this time they actually show cyborgs. And so there's a character who's a security officer who's a human, but also a cyborg. So he has like this arm that is like futuristic, and it can pull out like a blade, or it could, it's just like incredibly powerful. He can just break stuff and lift, heavy machinery, lift heavy doors. It's like super powerful arm that he has. And so kind of like Jax, but it doesn't look like metallic. It looks more like ethereal. Like it's kind of like it's a cool color. It's a cool look to it. And so now you have the synths, you have the cyborgs, you have the humans. And this boy Cavalier, he wanted to start up this new project where he has humans, children, let's say around the ages of like 10 to 12 ish. And he gets these children who are on the verge of death, like they're terminal essentially, and they have diseases that there's no cure for. So the body that they are in is going to pass away pretty soon. So their parents sign off on having their kids essentially uploaded into these synths, these synthetic hybrids, if you want to call them that. And so they look like human now, but they're in an adult body. So this girl who's 12 now all of a sudden is into like an 18-year-old girl's body, but she still has the mind of a 12-year-old. And so she is going to be the central focus of the show. She's going to be the central character because she's like got these special characteristics that because she's human and synth combined into this new blend, this hybrid, she can control technology. She's incredibly fast, powerful, perfect eyesight, perfect vision, very intelligent, but still with that childlike innocence and curiosity. And she has family that she remembers from, while she was a human being in a human body. And so she wants to like keep track of them and safeguard them and all that. And her brother, one of the good actors that I was saying, he was a British trained actor. That's who played her brother. He's part of Prodigy's like kind of like a SWAT team medic, something like that. Like it's like a or like a Marine medic. And so when the alien ship crashes to Earth, he immediately is sent out to investigate to help, do his medic role and help people that are in need. And so she, aside from that, like monitoring what's going on, takes it upon herself to go and help him and save him because they have no communication to each other. He thinks she died. She doesn't know that she's in this new synth body. And then it just kind of takes off from there. That's pretty much episode one. And then from there, it just, man, it gets crazy. And I don't want to spoil anything, but this girl gets like some incredible abilities that is new to the whole franchise. The ability to communicate with the aliens, almost like an African click noise. So you know how the aliens do these clicking noises, but
Hmm.
like it just seems like whatever, like it's just they're just gonna kill you. It doesn't seem like that's an intelligent communication, but it ends up being that it is. Like this whole time the aliens were communicating. And not only do you get the xenomorphs, you get multiple different alien creatures. Like if you guys ever heard of Half-Life the game, you get some creatures that are like straight up out of there. And it's freaking cool, man. I was really surprised to see. And there's like there's a really cool creature that it's like an eyeball with like tentacles, like kind of like a little small little squid, but it's got like multiple eyeball like irises. So you got an eyeball with multiple tentacles and multiple irises, different colors, and it tries to get into a host through the eye socket. And once it gets into you, then it becomes you. Like it controls your whole body, your nervous system. So it's freaking cool seeing it like transfer from, different host to different host. And just an interesting show overall. I want to say right now it's got a 7.3 out of 10, 61,000 votes. So that's a pretty solid score for a horror show. The production value is there, the cinematography is there, the acting's there. Uh, it has mixed reviews in terms of people wanted to see a certain thing and not everybody got what they wanted because they wanted it to be more like the movies were. But this is going in a different direction that involves the movies in the franchise. It's still canon, but like I said, it focuses on these new hybrids. And so a lot of people didn't like these kids. They didn't like the whole aspect of that, of these kids becoming hybrids and having these abilities and having them focus on them a lot more.
Yeah.
But it worked out, I would say. I do recommend it. Anybody that likes Alien, 100% recommend it. Give it a shot. But yeah.
Yeah, it
It
sounds yeah, I don't get the whole the thing. I would say why wouldn't they keep more with the android from like Prometheus or something? But it's before that or after? I don't recall.
So this would be after Prometheus and Covenant. And I still have questions about that because if you remember that movie, there was a synth who his name was David, I believe. He he should still be alive, I would imagine, but we don't see him at all. So this is almost like an isolated story. And I asked the question because I watched it with my cousin, and I was asking him. We're both like big fans of the franchise, and I asked him like, "Hey, if this is set 2 years before Alien, you would think that in Alien they would be some kind of mention of these other people, right? Like Prodigy is another company that's in competition with Weyland Yutani, but you don't hear anything about Prodigy. So I'm like, okay, so more than likely, Prodigy, the company, is not going to be around. Something's going to happen in this either this season or if there's another season, something's going to happen to these people that you're not going to hear about them. So essentially, it seems like all these people are going to die at some point, but who knows? They could be retconning stuff. They could be, going in a different direction. We'll have to see what happens.
do the xenomorphs come out on this alien Earth, or
Yes.
because you said the spaceship crashed to Earth, but in the first Aliens movie, I don't remember them making mention at all that aliens even existed. To them, it was like the first time they were exposed to it. And then I just Googled it, and God knows, like everything else, how good is Gemini AI? But it says Alien Earth is actually the first, then Prometheus, then Covenant. But I don't know. That's stupid AI. Yeah, come and get us AI. So who knows if it's correct or not?
I don't think it is correct. The reason I say that is because if you remember in Prometheus, the engineers actually seeded Earth. Like the reason humans are even
Hmm.
around is because the engineers did that from Prometheus. So this would be after. It'd have to be after if there's humans involved. Um, but it's supposedly 2 years before Alien, and the reason you don't have a lot of mention of aliens in the movie Alien, like them being on Earth, my theory of that is Ripley at this point in time of season one of the show, at this point in time, Ripley's already in space in cryosleep. And they're in cryosleep for many years. So for example, the ship that crashed into Earth had already been on its voyage for 65 years.
Oh,
Wh-
okay.
One of the security officers who was like pretty much the sole survivor of the crash, he was in communication with Whaley and Tani, and when he talked to the person, the president, she was the CEO, he's like, "Huh, you don't sound like the person I normally talk to." He's like, "Yeah, you talked to my grandmother, but she passed away." So it's already a granddaughter. This is how far along it is that it's like new people running the show. It's almost like a whole new set of people compared to who left on this journey. So Ripley would be the same situation, I think. They're not going to hear about all the stuff going on Earth because they're already far, far away and exploring on their journey. Um, but essentially, they're both Whaling Yutani missions. So Whaling Yutani knows about them, but they're like classified, hush hush. So Ripley would never know about it. They're not going to tell Ripley about it. Remember, the synths know about it though, because in Alien One, the synths already know, and they actually don't present themselves as synthetic. They present themselves as human. Later on, they're outed and like, oh damn, you're not even a human. You're a company puppet essentially, and they were willing to risk the lives of everybody on board to bring back the specimen because they already knew about him. That's my theory.
That does make a little bit of sense. Now that you put it like that, it could be that Ripley is just in space and she's unaware that these things are happening at Earth.
Right. But yeah, and regardless, man, it's still a cool show. I'm assuming it's gonna be a new direction they're going in that could still involve the whole franchise the way it was. It's not gonna retcon everything, I don't think. Maybe the last movies, three and Resurrection, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, the last thing I watched was Prometheus. So I keep seeing it on my Hulu pop up. So I've been curious as to a Covenant and then a Romulus as well. So I've been definitely trying to watch those. I gotta ask Alana and see if she's a Aliens fan, but I've been meaning to watch those two. And this Aliens Earth sounds interesting too, so I might have to watch that one as well.
100%, man.
Prometheus was such a good movie. Uh, I, yeah, I mean that's why I keep going back to that. I watched it a couple times already. I got it on Blu-ray. That whole storyline. That's why it was pretty good with the creators and all that, and just to get to that planet where they sent them, and like to look at like Alien, their like technology is like you know from the movie or whatever. But yeah, it just Prometheus was a good movie for me, and I think uh, the android. I just remember him the most, and I think didn't the creator like mess him up at the end, if I remember correctly.
I'd have to rewatch it, man. It's been years. I do have it on 4K, but I just don't remember the specifics on it, man. But yeah, I mean, if you guys got Hulu, it's right out there. You guys could stream it and check it out. It's like I said, it's only 8 episodes, so you could watch it piecemeal, as you get the opportunity. But yeah, moving on real quick, I want to sum up one other thing I've been watching. So just really quickly, there's this show called The Rookie. It's still going on. It started back in 2018, and it has what's his name? Nathan Fillion, who plays John Nolan. It has Richard T. Jones from Event Horizon, if you guys remember that movie. It has a few other actors and actresses that you will recognize. Jenna Dewan, she was married to Channing Tatum. Shawn Ashmore, he was Iceman in X-Men. And it has a few other actors, but it's a cool show about rookie police officer John Nolan, who, is like already older, like in his 40s, who becomes a rookie cop after he gets a divorce, after his construction business goes under, and it's just like a midlife crisis kind of thing. and so a lot of the people give him a hard time, and they kind of they don't want to show him the ropes. They want to see him flunk out, but he actually rises to the occasion. And it's actually a pretty cool show. It has its moments of comedy, but it's actually considered a cop drama, action, crime, and police procedural is what it says on here. But I personally find it pretty funny. Some of the situations they get in and the way they present him as like he's a smart guy, but he also makes these like rookie mistakes, and so those are pretty funny in the situations they get in. But I just wanted to kind of get it on your radar. If you've never seen it before, it's one of those cool shows to just kind of check out that when you get out of work and you're looking for something to wind down that's not hard to watch. It's like one of those easy shows to watch, and it's just fun. It's got an 8.0 out of 10, 111,000 votes, so it's definitely up there. It's pretty good.
I see it's got 7 seasons. It's been here for a while.
It's definitely been here for a minute, man. And actually, Efren's the one that got me on this. He got me on Castle, and he got me watching The Rookie too, because he's a big fan of Nathan Fillion, Firefly, all that stuff, and
Okay.
Uncharted and all that. So, yeah, if you're a fan of that actor and you like cop shows, but like a little bit more on the lighthearted side, definitely watch The Rookie.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
my wife watches that show. I mean, she was into it for a while. I watched like an episode or two. I couldn't get into it. I like Firefly. You sunk so low, dude. Like, and I think it had like a spin-off show or something too, if I remember correctly. She was watching that for a bit, but that show didn't last too long. Um, nah, like shows like that you're describing, and like I just found out they started up Law and Order again. So I'm watching those, and those are pretty good. So I recommend Law and Order. The last couple of seasons, they've been pretty good. They're straight
allegedly.
from the headlines, and then they make an episode about it.
Yeah, man,
Allegedly good.
that Law and Order, man, it's been going on for so long, dude. Like I am so lost. But I remember the guy from Dirty Dancing in it.
Yeah,
Uh,
just the original. I don't like SVU or Law and Order LA and Special Victims and fucking Law and Order Criminal Insane Justice, whatever. Just the Law and Order original. They ended the show, and then they brought it back because Uh, there was a lot of interest, and it's going. I think it's on its third season since they brought it back, and I started rewatching, from a couple years ago, and there was a good episode about AI, which I thought it was like really really good. And I've been watching. It's like those. It's everything gets wrapped up in that 1 hour, so that's like I said, I highly recommend it.
yeah, man, I'll definitely add it to the list. I like all that stuff, man. CSI, NCIS. Like
Hmm.
I'm a big cop person. Like respect for the cops out there. It's a tough job. Speaking of which, man, let's put it to Daniel's list here. I'm actually gonna start from the bottom of your list. I see you watched End of Watch, Daniel.
Yeah, and the watch, yeah, it does kind of go into your cop talk. But yeah, man, I know that this is an older movie. We were just kind of flipping one day, just kind of looking for something to watch, and yeah, we ran across this one. I like the both actors actually, but I know that Latino actor is in um, quite a few stuff. He's like if you're looking for that Latino in a movie, he's like the typical actor that you reach out and you get him to do your movie. So yeah, I was really interested from just looking at the cover. I'd never seen it before. Jake Galifianakis and Michael Pereira. So yeah, that caught my interest in their the screen art for the cover and watched it, and it was pretty good, man. I really enjoyed it. The Jake Galifianakis uh
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal, his character, he gets into doing cam videos, before it became popular, kind of like Blair Witch style. And so he's recording everything. So he's going around recording stuff that's going on at the police station. The cops are telling him, "Hey, you can't record stuff like this." So it goes back and forth. And then they start sprinkling in camera videos from like convenience stores and other things to make it all look really raw and real. So I think that really adds to the movie. And then yeah, it goes through their growing together as partners, going through some situations as partners and as life outside of being a cop, and it was just really interesting. By the end of it, had a little bit of a sad ending, but really cool. Have you ever seen this, Noel? I know you're a big watcher of movies.
Yeah, I've seen it. And it was an exciting movie, man. Really dramatic and pretty actiony. Um, but I don't remember the ending. I know it was sad. I just don't remember what happens exactly.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. I mean, this movie's been out for a minute already, 2012. Uh, I would recommend it. Nothing earth-shattering as far as great movie, but definitely a good movie. Is this something that you've seen, Andy?
I think I've seen bits of it on cable. Is this the one when and they're cops in LA
Yes,
and
yeah.
then they're like fighting cartels at the end or something?
Yeah, at the end they're
Yeah.
just being regular cops doing regular stuff,
Yeah.
busting, stuff like that. Then they run across a trafficking situation and they end up finding out that it's the cartels that are behind it. So they're the one they spiral into like this bigger thing instead of them just busting, you know, people that they know in the neighborhood, because they're really familiar with a lot of the neighborhood people. They
Yeah, like
get,
I said, I think I watched it. I don't remember much. I mean, what I remember, it's okay. But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it, I think, in like 10 years or so. Yeah, I kind of remember it. That's all I remember. It's Gyllenhaal and the other guy and the Mexican guy, and they're being recorded all the time. And then they bust a guy with the uh something, and it leads into like this big thing.
yeah, yeah, definitely a good movie. Nothing great. Um, Another movie that was okay, but not definitely not great, and I would say probably leaning more towards bad was the Jurassic Park Rebirth. This is the new Jurassic Park movie. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this one, but the best part was just the actor. Um, but otherwise, I didn't really like it too much. I thought the story really stepped away from the dinosaurs and really went into a weird direction. And I didn't really like how the whole thing was paced. I was really like thrown off by the whole movie, and I didn't really like it. But the only saving grace, like I told you guys, was Scarlett Johansson. Always dig movies, watching her in it. But otherwise, all the rest was kind of whatever, man. You guys are just cashing in on the Jurassic Park stuff. Have you seen this, Noel?
Nah, man. Honestly, I'm kind of like done with the whole franchise. I think the Chris Pratt one, like maybe the first one was good.
Right.
Even the second one might have been decent. I can't really remember it much, but I just saw. I'm like, I just don't know why they keep going. It's just cash grab at this point. It's like, why even keep going in this direction?
I think so. I think it's definitely that. That's the feeling I got from the movie. It's like bring in another big star, see if
Is
they
the
could,
Guardians guy not in it?
no, I
Oh,
think they mention him because it's in the lore. It's after that movie, but he's not in the movie itself. So yeah, I didn't really care for it. It sounds like you didn't watch it, Andy, and you're probably
no.
not even interested in watching this one.
No, I'm with Noel. I watched when they made the one with the Guardians guy. I think I saw that in the theater, and my wife kind of into him. She watched the last one. Now she's like, yeah, you don't want to watch it, right? And like, nah, you go ahead and watch it. And then, yeah, it wasn't that. I mean, the last couple ones were not good. So I'm kind of done with that too. And like what you're saying, it sounds like they jumped the shark.
Yeah, you're not missing much. Definitely not that great of a watch. Something that's maybe more up your alley, Andy, that's more up your what you would want to watch is the Hard Knocks for the Bills. That's the latest Hard Knocks by HBO. I don't know if you really even like these, Andy, but to me, I love the behind the scenes, the making of, where you get to peek behind the curtains and see how Freeform Radio makes their podcast kind of thing. You kind of get behind the scenes look. So I love seeing these about football, about interesting things that I'm interested in. I know there's a new documentary. It's either out or they're working on it for the White Sox and the World Series, where they're getting a bunch of recants of the players and stuff like that. And this Hard Knocks is not a legacy or history pick. It's more of the current season. So it's the preseason of them gearing up, veteran players coming in like Allen, and even new players like this guy they call Buffalo Joe, where he's trying to make the team. And it goes through the ups and downs of all the characters. They show a bunch of people that you might not recognize, new signs, returning veterans, people that have been there for a couple years. And it's really interesting. I mean, it's short. I think it's like 6 or 8 episodes, and it kind of gives you geared up for the season. I know the Bears had one a year or two ago where they followed the Bears during the preseason. Um, but yeah, is this something that you've watched, Andy, the Bills one?
No, man, I watched the Bears one. I think I don't even finish it, dude. It was like I might have, I don't even remember, but I'm like, to me, it's like the wrestling family. Like, man, this is all the work. And then you hear some of the comments that Caleb made after they fired Eberflus, and like the show, they made it seem like they were working hand in hand, and he was having meetings with them and all this, and it, it just did not sound good. And then that's why I kind of gave up on the Hard Knocks. I used to watch them here and there, but the Bears one, and then it's kind of like the Netflix one, the WWE Unreal. I don't know if you had a chance to watch those. It's also like I saw like 2 episodes. Like, man, this is all fucking work. Like they're just promoting and doing recaps of matches, and then they give you this illusion that you're in like this meeting, but it's just like, to me, it's just staged.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny you said that because I did watch that as well. It's not in my talking points, but yeah, I like that. I to me, I get what you're saying. A lot of it is like, I just did this. Do you want to record it? This is something good for the show, kind of thing,
Hmm.
where a lot of it looks kind of staged. But I think the premise of what the show is trying to show, as far as Unreal WWE one, is somewhat honest. I mean, they, or at least they give you that perception because they go into the conversations about making the decisions. Like, what are we going to do with CM Punk? Do we do this? Do we do this angle? Do we put him over in SummerSlam, or do we go over here? So they really talk a lot of details and things that I'm sure is happening in that writer's room. Now, did it happen exactly the way they showed it? Probably not. It's probably more the essence of what happened, and then they just turn on the character, record it, and put it out on the show. But I think it shows a lot, and actually, Alana watched it with me, and she was really intrigued with a lot of the back and forth, especially the way they explain the long time planning of story arcs. How, all right, from here to here, we want to flip the champion and we want to give this guy the rocket. Well, how do we do that? And they talk about the
Yeah,
incremental steps
yeah, that
of getting
meeting.
there.
Yeah, everyone's like, who should win the Royal Rumble? CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. And then one guy goes, what about Jey Uso? And then they just start, yeah, like, let's push him. And then they're like, and Triple H just grabs him. Hey, man, we're gonna put this rocket on you, brother. You're gonna shoot right. Don't fuck it up. I won't. I promise. And then like the next episode, yeah, man, he fucked it up. Like he stumbled and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, the only episode I really got intrigued was when they got The Rock and like the whole Cody Rhodes thing. Like, I want your soul. That whole thing got messed up. And there's like stuff that came out that they wanted Rock to do some stuff, and he's like, I'm not doing this. I'm done. And then that's why he didn't show up to a couple things, and it just got weird. They kind of just glossed over it. But I mean, it's good. They did a good recap. It's a good story. Like the way they present it is just, to me, it just, I thought it was gonna be more authentic. Um, and to me, reminded me like Hard Knocks. Like they present like you're getting this inside look, but to me, it's not that it's fake. It's just like they make those things happen, but it's not really what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if this is like Triple H, Stephanie, the people in management, are these their calls to kind of go into this direction? Is it TKO kind
It's
of
just
like,
selling the
hey,
show. Yeah.
we need to be more mainstream, get those
Yes.
little casual fans like Alana, where she knows of wrestling and she knows it because I was a fanatic many years ago, but otherwise she doesn't even watch any of it. So is it to pull people in because there is drama in the show and it kind of shows like its own little story arc, like, hey, how are we going to handle this? And from episode 1 through 6, there is a little bit of a story arc, and it intrigued her because she was interested in it. So yeah, I don't know.
The, think about it. Then there was an episode where they're having a meeting. I think it was with the Rock, the final boss thing, and they had all those writers, and then they had everybody's in a suit, and then there's the Road Dog with a fucking t-shirt, like all these tattoos, just spouting some shit, and then Triple H is like, yeah, yeah, like that's like his buddy. And then
Right.
they interview after that. They have Brian Gewirtz there. This guy we used to run. He was the head of the storyline, the creative, or whatever you want to call it. And the only reason they bring him back, he left, is because that Rock would only work with
Right.
Brian Gewirtz. That's it. That's the only reason he's there because the Rock wants him there. And it's just like that's what I'm telling you. It's they don't explain. They just like, oh, he was the head writer here for a while, and then, but like all of a sudden he's in none of the. He's just there, and you're just thinking like, the fuck is this guy doing here? And like the behind the scenes, the real story is the Rock would only work with that guy because he's gonna have the Rock's best interest.
Well, I think that's what makes it unique. The show is, and that's why I brought up the point, is it made more for the mainstream, for more for the casual viewers, instead of for people like you that are like Marks and about the show and about
I ain't no
wrestling.
Mark.
No, that
It
the
yeah,
shows
they're selling the
and
show. It's another
wrestling.
content
Right,
thing. Yes, I'll give you that.
right,
It is being presented as you're getting this inside look, which the hardcore fan is gonna be like me is bullshit, but they present a good story, right?
right. Where you're going to
And
know the
I'll
little
give you that.
details in between. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think in that aspect, I think it succeeded, and I really enjoyed it so much that I think Alana was interested in more episodes. But I think it's an 8 episode thing, so it wasn't too
Yeah,
long.
and it got renewed.
Yeah, so it's very excited. Can't wait for the next one. A lot of things on Netflix concerning the podcast. So, or not the podcast, but the Unreal TV show. So really exciting. We'll see where that goes. But gentlemen, starting to run out of time here. Let's jump into our article of the week. All right, man. Well, this is a pretty basic one. I think I'm getting a motif going where there's problems in relationships, but trust me and Alana are solid, man. I don't get these kind of gifts for her, but I know people that do. And I found this article on Fox News. It's a woman leaves anniversary dinner over husband's gift that was basically for himself. So the article kind of goes into it. It's a couple celebrating their second anniversary. You could read a pretty short article, but going into their second anniversary, the article kind of makes mention that it's about showing that that you're committed to the other person, and kind of celebrating the moment that you're together with your significant other. And she cooked his favorite meal, put out candles, bought him like this smartwatch or something that she saved up money to pay for it. And when they go to exchange, he gives them the smartwatch. He loves it or whatever. The dude gives her her gift, and it's like a gift card uh, to like a gaming store or some kind of gaming gift card. I don't know if it was like PSN or
I think it was a GameStop
GameStop.
gift card.
Was it GameStop?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like a gaming gift card, and that's what he gave her. Um, Yeah, it just says a $100 gift card to his favorite gaming store. So yeah, it's probably GameStop, and she's just. I could just imagine the look on her face that she's probably just like, "What the hell is this?" And I guess he chuckled or laughed, and he's just
I
like, "Well,
thought
yeah,
like
we can use it
very
together."
thoughtful.
Yeah, since you're always watching me play games, and she's probably like, "Well, I'm watching you play games, asshole, because that's all you do is play games. So, of course, I'm gonna sit there and watch you." So I just thought this was funny. As far as I could definitely maybe see myself a little bit in that, not necessarily for Alana, because I wouldn't pull this with Alana, but I have done little stuff like this with like Junior. Usually for Christmas, little backstory, I we usually give him multiple gifts for Christmas. We usually give him a couple small gifts, so we'll give him like socks, shirts, little things, and then we'll kind of ramp it up and give him like a medium gift, and then give him his like Christmas gift, like a big gift, 100, couple $100, depending on what we're trying to buy for him that year. Well, in years past, as like the little filler gifts, I've given him body wash, this Old Spice body wash that he uses. But guess what? I use it too. So by buying him this body wash, it's, I'm using it too. So it's like, I could buy myself this body wash, or I could wrap it up and give it to you, and it's part of the little filler gifts. So I could see stuff like this that people do it. I would never do anniversary gift like that. And like I mentioned, even when I do it for Junior, these are just a little filler gifts. I still give him his big gift, a bike, a computer, or whatever it is that we're buying him that year. So I just thought it was really interesting. I know we had an article not too long ago where we talked about the guy shitting on the woman's cooking. So I don't know if Fox News is on a roll with these articles. Let's open it up. Andy, have you ever given a gift to your wifey that was maybe more of a gift for yourself?
Nah, I mean, but there's two times where I go out for gifts. It's Christmas and our anniversary, but our anniversary is taking a back seat because it's our kid's birthday. So now it's like in the back burner. So I'm usually to be honest with you, I think the last couple of years we haven't done anything because we were running around trying to take care of Andy's birthday thing, and then we might give each other a kiss or something. Like that's about it for our anniversary. But granted, we've been married a long time now, but the gift card was cool. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I think the guy kind of screwed up. It's their 2 year anniversary. Um, I think she's pissed because she spent all that money on that smartwatch and she got a gift card. And then to top it off, obviously it's not for where she even shops. So I think going to her sister's was a little bit extreme. Um, but I don't know. Once you're old, when you've been married for a while, long time, this is kind of the norm. And I'm also shocked that they didn't go out for dinner. So I think if you would have gone out to dinner, you might have saved herself a headache, and then she would have taken the gift card.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's so early in the relationship since they've only been married for 2 years. And it sounds like money might be a little strapped. I mean, maybe they're just getting jump started in life, saving money for a house or whatever the situation is. Because most smartwatches are like $100 on the cheap end, 300 bucks on the big end, or $400. So I don't know, maybe money's tight. So for her to struggle to get the money to buy it and then just see the return gift be something that's like, you know, this isn't for me. So I could totally see her being upset. I could totally see her being upset. All, do you see or have you ever given a gift to somebody else that was, more for you, or you were going to get some use out of it?
Um, yeah, I mean, sometimes like it depends, I guess. Most of the time, not though. Most of the time, I give a gift, I have an intent for it. Like it's like I think you're gonna like this, based on knowing that person. You're like, all right, yeah, they'll probably like this. Let me get something like that. But it's not something that I would be using unless Like, let's say I give somebody a movie for a gift, and then maybe one day we watch the movie together. That'd be like the only thing that I could think of because I've given
Okay.
out movies to multiple people and stuff, but not really, man. Typically, it's like this is just for you to use kind of thing. And to kind of give my thoughts on this article, it's interesting, man. I think there's not enough context to really be able to judge the guy harshly, because I don't know
He's
is he
fucked up,
paying?
Noel.
Oh, he's fucked up, but
He be
harshly, like
trustless.
no, like harshly to the point where she's gonna leave for the night to her sister's house. Like you said, that was an
Yeah,
overreaction. So I'm
it's an
like,
overreaction. Yes,
I think she needs to communicate with him. She needs to talk to him about what her expectations were, why he failed it, so that way he doesn't do it in the future. Because otherwise, like, what kind of marriage is this founded on that he pisses her off so she leaves? It's like, what kind of marriage is
as I said,
that?
anniversary gifts you gotta deliver. You can't
But like
can't
Daniel
mess that
said,
one up.
if money
Yeah,
is tight, and maybe he's under the impression that, okay, we can't really afford these extravagant gifts. I don't know the context of their relationship, but for her to leave, and then not only that, post this whole thing on whatever it was, Reddit or something, to the point where everyone else is chiming in. It's like you're asking everybody else but the guy you should be asking, which is her husband. She chose him, right? She knew who he was, right? So she chose a gamer who's going to be big games, and if she didn't like it, she should communicate that. And that's for me from the outside
that's
in. I'm not married, so I don't have
that's the
knowledge of all
problem.
that. Yeah, but that's
People
the
rather
logical
communicate
way.
with strangers than their loved ones.
That's crazy. But yeah.
Yeah, and especially on Reddit. To me, Reddit is
Oh,
so
Reddit's
toxic.
awesome, dude. Yeah,
Nah, it's so toxic, man. It's just
there's
people
so many
hating on each other.
YouTube channels based off of Reddit stories. It's
I've seen
amazing,
those.
like about couples and people who steal. Like it's crazy. For a while, I was listening to Reddit stories on couples who like cheat or they're bitching about stuff within a marriage or a relationship, and then a lot of them were like, "Why don't you just tell them?" And they're like, they give updates and stuff. It's just like this is insane. Like they rather vent to it to somebody else, or I don't know that why wouldn't they vent to somebody like in their circle or close friends, or like they're just gonna post about it on the internet to be there forever.
Yeah, I guess I see Reddit as being like a toxic place.
Hmm.
That I don't know why people go to Reddit normally, and especially to go with marital advice would be even less. I'd probably like Noel was insinuating, go to a family or friends and kind of ask their opinion. What should I do? Or the sister, unless the sister is like, well, you're so upset, just come on over here and hang out here.
The
So
sister should have been like, "Nah, you need to stay at home. Like, why the fuck you? What do you think? Like, you're single here? Like, you need to stay home."
no, right. I would agree. This is a situation where conversation is better suited. Now, after you explain it and talk to her or him or whoever, whichever way the president went, and you tell her like, "Hey, this isn't cool. I cooked this dinner. I saved up for this watch that you've been talking about for 4 months. And all you gave me was a gift that's more for you instead of for me. I don't think this is fair," and have a dialogue about it. And now, if the guy is doubling down on it, then maybe it's like you have to make decisions on whether that relationship is healthy for you or not. But yeah, yeah, I still think that maybe it was a little overblown, but maybe they did have that conversation. This article doesn't really go into it too much. It's kind of a brief article, but yeah, it just reminded me right off the bat to that body wash thing. And I was just like, man, yes, I could see this for something like that, but definitely for an anniversary gift or like a birthday gift for Alana, I would not buy her something that was meant for me. Like let's say I was really into baking bread from scratch, but she wasn't really into it. She's just like, yeah, it's cool, whatever, nothing. And then I buy her a bread maker for her birthday or something. She'd be like, "You're the one that likes cooking bread, not me." He's just like, "Yeah, thank you for the gift, but this isn't for me. This is more for you." So I could see it somewhat in that vein, and yeah, I'd be kind of pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is he don't give you shit. How about that? And then I think that would be a reason to go with your sister because the thought, He at least he did get it. He did get her something, something that obviously she didn't want. Maybe it was a regift too. He got that from somebody else, and he's like, "Here,
Yeah.
baby." Like he knows he's gonna get it back. So, but there's
Yes.
all sorts of stuff going on here.
That's a good point, man. And yeah, for $100, man, you could get a brand new game and maybe like a used game, or you could get like two or three used games. So hey, man, it's a pretty good deal, man.
What about this plot twist? What if he had another present and he was gauging her reaction? And he's
Oh,
like, "Oh, let me
nice.
see how you react. Like, I have this real gift for you, but if you react cool with this, I'll give you the second one." But she didn't. Maybe she failed this test.
Heck yeah, man. The switcheroo spinneroonie, and she didn't buy it.
Oh man, but no, it's just interesting to think about, man. I don't know. Hopefully, they get their stuff sorted, man. At the end of the day, communication is the foundation of any healthy relationship, marriage or otherwise. Um, but yeah, I think that
Well,
wraps things up.
communication's important. The second part is listening. So
That's
there,
true.
there's a that's a two-parter. I think Danny can attest to that too.
It's a two-way
Heck yeah,
street.
man.
Well, you guys are definitely the experts on it. I still have yet to fall into this trap of marriage, but maybe one day I'll get caught in that trap. God will decide, I guess. But anyway, guys, that wraps things up for today. We want to thank everybody for joining us on the Freeform Network. And if you're not already, please follow us on X at FFR Podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions, the email to send those is ffnquestions@gmail.com. For Freeform Radio, my name is Noel, and we have Daniel.
Yes, sir. About to get me some wings, get them going. Bears, can they make it two good games in a row? We'll find out.
Oh, I hope so. And we got Andy.
It's all good, Andy. Want to thank you guys for listening and let us know your relationship advice at ffnquestions@gmail.com.
Definitely. Well, everybody, we wish you a great night and a beautiful tomorrow.
That was cool, Dad.